Imagination is more important than knowledge. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The only source of knowledge is experience. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. The value of a college education is not the learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong, it is character. The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics, I can assure you that mine are still greater. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. The world is not dangerous because of those who do harm, but because of those who look at it without doing anything. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. Heroism on command, senseless violence, and all the loathsome nonsense that goes by the name of patriotism, how passionately I hate them. Few people are capable of expressing with equanimity opinions that differ from the prejudices of their social environment. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. I never teach my pupils, I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. I believe in intuition and inspiration. Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. The only rational way of educating is to be an example. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. I do not believe in the God of theology who rewards good and punishes evil. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge but can never prove how it got there. The value of achievement lies in the achieving. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. God does not play dice with the universe. All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Do not grow old, no matter how long you live. Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery into which we were born. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. I am a deeply religious non-believer. This is a somewhat new kind of religion. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. A true genius admits that he or she knows nothing. If the facts don't fit the theory, change the facts. Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. What really interests me is whether God had any choice in the creation of the world. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. We should take care not to make the intellect our God. It has, of course, powerful muscles, but no personality. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? I cannot conceive of a personal God who would directly influence the actions of individuals or would sit in judgment on creatures of his own creation. If we knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be called research, would it? The true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained liberation from the self. One had to cram all this stuff into one's mind, for the examinations, whether one liked it or not. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. The only real valuable thing is intuition. The environment is everything that isn't me. The secret of creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Thanks for watching.